to describe about the periodic testing, reducing testing, skip testing. Okay. What actually the ICH guideline Q6A it will reverse that the testing procedure of new drug products and new drug substance. It will tell about the total testing procedure and its specifications. Okay. Actually, we are performing the all tests of each API and excipients, packing material, raw material, everything we are performing the tests for as per specification, as per STP, based on the regulatory agencies. We will perform the all tests related to the regulatory agencies based on the our STP. Actually, in this way, it will take more time to perform the all batches for all tests of each product. So here, the time taken process is more when compared with the skip testing or periodic testing or reducing testing. Okay, what are the impact? What are the things are involving here for skip testing or periodic testing means it will take more time for testing all parameters of each product, and it will take more time and cost, and also it will may delay to the patient to availability in the market. Okay, based on that, some regulatory or ICH guidelines also proposed this skip testing or periodic testing or reducing. What is skip testing? Skip testing is nothing but we have to skip the analysis. We have to skip the some parameters of that particular product based on the predetermined batches or predetermined intervals of the batches, and it will no impact on the any quality attributes. Okay, based on that we'll skip the some test parameters of the each product. Okay, like that, in that way the ICH guidelines also introduced this PTR STR reducing test. What we have to perform, what we have to fulfill that, how we have to take that skip testing procedure, what is the way, now I will explain. We have to must prepare the risk assessment for that product based skip testing. You have to prepare the risk assessment. Okay, what are that risk assessment, what are the parameters are involving, what is the impact we are skipping the test particularly. Based on that you have to prepare one risk assessment and assessment about the quality attributes. You have to prepare assessment like safety, efficacy and quality. In this way you have to prepare the one risk assessment. Also you have to take approval for the skip testing. So for that purpose you have to prepare it. Already you have, maybe you will know the procedure of analytical test procedure. In this similar way you have to prepare a protocol for skip testing or reducing testing at development stage. After that you have to give the application to the agency for skip testing purpose. After that you have to get approval from that regulatory agency, followed the based on your SOP. You have to clearly mention that what are the tests you are going to skipping, what are the parameters you are to going to skip. That one you should mention your particular SOP. After that you have to request for the skip testing. Based on that the request, the agency will give the approval. If the agency will giving the approval means you have to implement the same criteria of skip testing or reducing testing or periodic test. Okay, for implementation purpose few things you have to monitor, how to investigate, like material should be from approved vendor. What are the material you are receiving, that material should be taken from approval vendor. And you should investigate through like the history of all documents. Whatever the material we are receiving from approved vendor, we have to verify the data of that all batches. You have to prepare a trend. Based on that you can implement. And one more thing, you have to ensure that compliance with the specific regulatory agents. Whatever the results we are getting, whatever the we are going to implement the skip testing, remaining all test parameters within the compliance as per that requirement of regulatory agencies. For example, whatever you are performing the test particular product as per USP means you have to fulfill the requirements of USP. For example, you are going to release the product to EP market means you have to fulfill the requirements of EP. In this way, the compliance should be followed for the product whatever you are going to do the skip testing. And this skip testing to be implemented for which are not a critical parameter, for that purpose only you have to implement. Okay, whatever the batches you have received from vendor, you have to ensure the all batch details. You have to prepare the trend of that particular batch, that particular product, and you have to give a interval like 1 to 20 batches or 1 to 30 batches, and you should perform the first batch of every year should perform. And you have to take a change control. You have to investigate. You have to prepare a trend for product from vendor, whatever received the material from vendor. You have to prepare a trend. After that you have to select 1 to 20 batch or 1 to 30 batch. You have to performing the complete test. Remaining and all you have to skip the particular test, but which are not critical parameters. Okay, after that you have to prepare a data, and you have to skip the analysis, and you can release the batches. In this way, any always happen, you have to do the investigation thoroughly for that particular batches, and you have to closely monitoring for the continuous batches of 5 consecutive batches. If any OSR incident happened during this releasing criteria, you have to investigate thoroughly, and you have to monitor the 5 consecutive batches of that particular product. Okay, whatever the you are going to implementing the skip testing or periodic testing, you should mainly focus on the, it will not involve, it will not impact any impact on the quality attributes like safety, efficacy, and quality of the product. After, for implementation purpose, this parameter should be verified, and based after implementation of after approval of this change control, you can go through the release the batches based on the vendor COA. Whatever the material you have received from the vendor, based on that vendor COA, you can release the batches. But you have to ensure that when you are going to release the batches, you should ensure that all parameters are should pass. All parameters should compliance with the as per regulatory agencies or customers, whatever it may be. Okay.